Hey guys, welcome back to the Rebel Show. I am Bree Mesquit and I am the founder and CEO of Lash and Wax OC. I have been in the beauty industry for 13 years now. And today I want to talk to you guys about something I was reading in a esthetician Facebook group, and there was a debate going on. And this has been something I've been hearing and dealing with a long time, especially when I was doing my hands-on classes, is it required or recommended? Of course, it can't be required, but recommended to experience a Brazilian before adding it to your service menu.
What's your plan for tomorrow? Are you a leader or will you follow? Are you a fighter or will you cower? It's our time. Take back the power. What's your plan?
I came up with 7 reasons why I think it's super important to experience a Brazilian before offering it as a service. And this was actually one of my requirements that I had in my hands-on training. Now, there's always those who, like, for medical reasons or whatever, have a contraindication who can't get wax. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is the choice of just not wanting to get the service performed on yourself. So I'm going to go through the 7 reasons why I believe it is super important for you to be able to, well, in essence, kind of being a product of your product. Okay, so first one is going to be empathy and understanding. So you're going to be able to empathize and understand your client so much better, which is going to help you walk them through the service. Because if you haven't done it yourself, then where's the credibility in this? First of all, you don't even understand maybe some of the concerns that they might be having from a firsthand experience. Maybe the pain level of it, which you guys know I don't love the word pain. I like to use the word discomfort, but that's what we're talking about here is, waxing can be painful. And when you experience it yourself, then you can better talk your client through it because you have that empathy and that understanding of the process and at which stages they might be feeling certain feelings. And then you can get ahead of it. So knowing that, for example, the cleanup strips is going to feel much warmer because the bulk of the hair is gone and dead skin's now gone and their body's already been through some level of trauma with the waxing up until that point. Then you can communicate better with them and be like, all right, this strip's going to feel really warm. I promise you're not being burnt. Your skin, it's just the bulk of the hair and dead skin is now gone. So you're really feeling the warmth of the wax. You wouldn't know that if you didn't experience it yourself. And during your wax, you got to feel, oh my gosh, these cleanup strips feel really warm. So it's going to really, really help you guys have a better understanding and empathy for what it is that your client is going through. The next reason why I believe you should experience a Brazilian is you're going to be able to increase the quality of your service. So when you're experiencing a Brazilian, you might say to yourself, oh my gosh, it felt so much better when she put pressure immediately, or I didn't like when she did this, so I'm not going to do that to my clients. You're going to be able to have a better understanding of every single step of the service, what works, what doesn't work, what you like as the client, what you don't like as the client. And then you can tailor your service to be, more personable to you, what you liked. And then on the other end of it, your client's going to be able to experience a much better quality of service as well. So that'd be point number 2 and reason why I think you should get a Brazilian before offering the service is just increasing the quality of your service. All right, third reason why is going to be client communication. And I touched a little bit on this on reason number 1, but when you get the service done yourself, it's not even just about getting the service done in that moment, but also the aftercare and what to expect after a wax. Aftercare of do's and don'ts. You might experience ingrowns and then be able to treat them and then have a better way to communicate realistic expectations for your clients. You might experience, the itchiness and then know exactly why that's caused, how to prevent it, how to treat it when it does happen. So overall, it's really, really going to increase the quality of your communication with your client because you've been there, done that. So you're going to be able to walk them through all of it from prep, the best way to prep for a wax, communicating with them throughout the actual service, setting up realistic expectations, and then also the aftercare as well. So all of these reasons and points really fall back to the like, no, trust factor. You're building so much trust with your client when you have experienced these things and are able to provide the better, higher quality service, provide better communication, provide that understanding, have that empathy for them and what it is that they're going through. Because it's not always a fun process getting waxed, right? Especially for our new clients and those who are new to us. So, all right, reason number 4 for you guys is going to be professional integrity. So you're going to be able to confidently recommend the service because you've experienced it yourself. And now you're going to be able to receive and experience the results of waxing. So for me, I've been waxing for over 10 years. So it's so much fun to be able to, when I'm talking to someone new and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize like that waxing could lead to XYZ result, being able to show them like, look at my arms and tell them like it used to be really dark and thick hair. And now I have like blonde peach fuzz and I haven't waxed my arms in probably a year. So it's really cool to be able to experience those results and just build that like confidence within yourself that this is a great service that provides results and is a great investment for your client. You're going to exude that confidence, which goes back to building the like, no, trust factor because you are speaking from experience, not just theory of what you've heard other people say that waxing can result in. You're now experiencing and going down the journey yourself, and you're going to better be able to sell this service to your clients. So professional integrity and just that confidence, it's going to be a big reason why as well. Quick interruption to the show. I wanted to make sure that you are aware of my free 6-week hard waxing 101 course that I have put out for waxers to gain confidence in the treatment room, no matter where it is in your waxing career that you are at. You will also receive a certificate of completion once you complete the course. So visit us online, lashwaxoc.com, and you will click the training tab. Now back to the show. All right, reason number 5 is going to be continuing to improve. So you're going to be able to experience maybe new techniques, new products. You're going to be able to stay recent and up to date on new techniques are always coming out. There's always new products coming out, before and after care products, all the things. You're going to be able to truly put them to the test and find out what you like best and works best for you, and then provide different options to your clients as well. But just having that experience over and over, you're going to naturally continue to improve your technique as well. Again, you're going to be able to feel what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And for me too, what I like to do was I would get waxed by different waxers and different product, especially like before having my own product line, which is why it was really important to me when developing Rebel to have a gel-based formula and a cream-based formula, and a cream-based formula that didn't cause breakage, because a lot of the formulas I used in the past that were cream-based, I would love using for my students because it was a little bit easier for beginners to work with. But I did notice, because I was getting waxed myself with some of these different waxes, was that I tended to have more ingrowns or more breakage going on when using a certain wax base. So, and I would have never known that or been able to experience that if I wasn't getting waxed myself. And I actually brought one of these waxes into my treatment room, started waxing my regulars with it, and then was noticing that they were having the same issues. So then I was speaking from experience and able to like navigate that and be like, okay, this wax, first of all, causes these issues. I'm no longer going to use it. Or this wax is good for these types of hair or this type of situation, this type of person, whatever. And then this is better in this situation. So it's just being able to speak from experience is really key, or else you're just trusting what everyone else is really telling you. And then also, if you're trying to just get feedback from your clients, it's difficult because clients, they're not in the field. They're not going to use the same terminology or understand like all the behind the scenes stuff with that comes with waxing as well. A lot of people think and I love this when like clients come in and see me and they're like, oh my gosh, I follow you on Instagram and I didn't know there was so much that goes into waxing. I thought you just kind of put it on and peel it off. Like, so there's so much more. Like a client is going to communicate different issues differently to me than another waxer or esthetician would, or even myself by experiencing it. All right. Number 6 is client confidence. You're going to increase your client's confidence with you, which goes back again to that like, no, trust factor. And that like, no, trust factor is extremely important for not only building and bringing in new clients, but retaining your current clientele. So many people put so much focus on just bringing in new clients. We really need to make sure we have our focus on retaining our clients too, because if you have people coming in the front door just as fast as they're leaving the back, you have this constant rotation. You are having to put in so much work to continue to keep the same revenue monthly, and you want to be able to make your business start to work for you and become a well-oiled machine. And having clients that are really confident in you and have that trust in you is really important. So when you're able to talk through the service with them and you're sharing the same experience with them, then you guys will like bond at a different level and just again have your clients can have a different level of confidence. Okay, I know you guys have probably experienced this before. Have you ever gone to a car dealership and you're talking to the car salesman and they're telling you how amazing this vehicle is? It has this feature and that and this, and you're going to be able to do this with your family and whatever, all the features of it. And you're like, oh my gosh, yes, it sounds great. Like, I love this. You must have this car. Oh no, I don't have this car. I drive a whatever. I'm like, bro, so like what, like my confidence just like plummeted. It's like, so you're just talking all these key points that your sales manager has given to you. Like you're not speaking from experience. So it does bring down that level of confidence that you have in, because you have to think, at the end of the day, we are in sales, you guys. Any business is sales, whether you're selling yourself, selling a service, selling a product, like it is sales. And when I talk to that car salesman and ask them what they drive and it's not the car that they're ranting and raving about, then I do tend to lose a little level of confidence in them. And same's going to go with your clients. If they're like, oh my gosh, I can achieve these results by being consistent, waxing every 4 to 6 weeks and not having to shave, and you want me to spend this amount of money, within a year of waxing with you, it's like, you must get waxed and love it. Oh no, I've actually never experienced a Brazilian before. Like, they're not going to believe what you're selling anymore. Their confidence in you is going to majorly decline. So that's point and reason number 6. All right. And last reason why is just having that hands-on experience. It's one thing to do things in theory and then actually doing it physically. So when I do my hands-on classes, I do require the students to actually be okay with performing the service and getting it performed on them. So one of the little, terms or whatever of taking my class is that you're willing to do that. Again, I'm not talking about those who have medical reasons as to why they can't get waxed. That's not what I'm talking about here. But that is where my students learn the most. And every single class, without a doubt, there's always one person who reaches out to me and they're like, I can't get waxed. I'm like, oh, okay, why not? I'm just nervous, or I'm embarrassed. I don't want everyone to see me. It's like, okay, but this is where the growth and the lessons are learned. This is the most valuable part, because now how do you think your client feels walking into your salon or your studio or your treatment room for the first time? And they have to get undressed in front of you. They have to be laying there in the nude in a very vulnerable position and put trust into you to be professional, give them a good experience, and them to achieve good results. How you need to go through that as well. Even if, okay, and this isn't going to be everyone's favorite, but sometimes it's going to be a bad experience, but you can learn more from those bad experiences, really honestly, than like just having someone come in, like maybe me waxing you, because then you're going to be, oh, this was super easy. Well, I've been waxing for 13 years. When I have my students switch off, then they're going to make mistakes, and you're going to be able to see and experience how crucial those mistakes are and like how big of a difference in the quality of the service it cause. So for example, say after pulling a strip, you pull a little bit too slow and you're not applying immediate pressure. Well, if you're on the receiving end of that, it will be ingrained in your brain to make sure every time you pull a strip that you're pulling quick, you're pulling through the strip and you're applying immediate pressure, because now you've experienced it and you've experienced the difference between when someone does do that or doesn't do that, and the difference it makes in the discomfort level and the willingness of your client to want to come back. Because again, that's the biggest thing is, yes, we want new clients coming in, but we want them to be coming back. So we need to give them the best experience possible so that they will come back. Also, another thing is then you're going to be able to experience and see what it's like as a new client getting their very first Brazilian versus when you come back for that second, third, fourth, and beyond. So I need you guys making sure not only that you're getting your first Brazilian, but you're coming back at that 4 to 6 week mark so that you can experience how much easier it is. What I tell every single one of my clients that come in is they always ask me, oh my God, is it going to be painful? And I'm like, there's a little discomfort, but I'm super quick. I know the methods to take away that sting. It's a quick 1 second little sting, and then I apply pressure and you won't even feel a thing. You'll be able to talk through the whole service with me. I'll keep you distracted. You're going to be fine. I promise you it's not that bad. And then we get started like, whoo, this was pretty gnarly, but like I know how to now communicate and talk them through it because I've been through it and I've done it so many times. And then at the end of their first service, I always say, all right, we got it done. Good job. I'm really proud of you. Now I need you to pretend like this one never happened. They're like, what? I'm like, just pretend this never happened. I'm going to book you out for 4 to 6 weeks. I'll have you pull up your schedule when we get to the checkout desk, but I'm going to book you out for 4 to 6 weeks. Pretend this one never happened. I want you to come back for that appointment. Okay. We're not only going to book the appointment, but you're going to actually show up for the appointment. So I'll kind of make little jokes like that. And then they're like, oh, okay. But they show up, they come back for that second appointment. And I just tell them the reason why is you cannot compare your second wax to the first one. The first one, you have thick roots, you've been shaving, this hair has a lot of sheathing. So there's a lot more discomfort associated with the first wax versus the second. So I need you to come back in 4 to 6 weeks and then base your opinion on whether or not you're going to continue forward with this based on that second wax. I can't have you basing it off this first one. So now I'm setting up realistic expectations. I'm delivering this information with confidence because I've experienced it. So I need you guys to experience it as well. I need you from experience to be able to tell them how much easier the second one is. And then you guys, if you want to even go a little bit further with this, shave one time in between services so that you can see the difference of that. See the results that come with that. See how much more discomfort is associated with that. Maybe go 8 weeks or 12 weeks and have more time in between a service than what's recommended so you can see the different, like experiment with all these things that we tell our clients just because you've heard someone on YouTube or Instagram or your school, educator telling you, but experience it so you're actually speaking from a place of knowledge and, again, experience. I feel like that's a buzzword. I just keep saying it's experience, but it all comes down to that, you guys. You're going to build that confidence with your clients and you're going to be able to really speak from experience and not theory, okay? So super important. This was a game changer for me when I started being really consistent with waxing and being able to be truly a product of my product. So really important, highly recommend making sure that you experience a Brazilian before you add it to your service menu, and any service for that matter, you guys, whether it's eyelash extensions, brow lamination, like get the service done so that you know how it feels and you can make improvements or whatever adjustments need to be made. You'll know what those are once you actually experience them. All right, I know this can be a controversial topic. I saw the debate going on in the Facebook groups. So if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. And if you agree with me, let me know too. Let me know your experience. Are you someone who's getting Brazilians done regularly and providing the service? Or I would love to hear from those of you too If you have a successful clientele and you've never experienced a Brazilian, I'd love to hear your side of it and your story, and how you navigate that and making sure that you're providing a great and excellent overall customer experience. I'd like to hear from you guys too. So thank you guys for joining me again another week. I will be back next Monday. Make sure you please subscribe, like, turn on notifications, comment, and have your debates in the comment section below. Do all the things. And I will see you back next week. Bye.